If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. Kind of a light teal look here, but I like it. Shoulders, Wrathful Gladiators, Ringmail Spalders. Dalaran, Wrath of the Lich King, PvP vendor. 3 marks of honor to get the Shaman tier shoulders from long ago and far away. The chest, formidable chest piece, Zul Farag, various mobs, or you could just step up, buy it on the auction house. The belt is going to spin us forward to a place called Warlords of Draenor, the fun. It is the Torch-Brazed Wasteguard, Hellfire Citadel, Heroic, Iron Reaver is the boss. 12% on the drop rate. That looks awesome on a dwarf, I do believe. The legs, formidable laggards, Zul Farag, various mobs. Check your local auction house as well. Kind of fair drop rate to get those vanilla looking legs. Moving on, we have a Lady Janai showing the feet, Wrathful Gladiator Sabatons of Salvation. Dalaran, Wrath of the Lich King version, so that's where you're going to have to go to get that. The hands are part of the same drop set as the chest and the legs from vanilla. Various mobs, buy it on the auction house, your choice. Drape of the Lagoon, which is easy to get. Krasarang Wild. And now we have a Tauren showing the headpiece, part of the Wrath of the Lich King PvP set for Shaman. The last tier, I believe. And the Tabard, Mechagon, Rustbowl Quartermaster, Gold, and Exalted to pick that up. Now for the headpiece, part of the same, or actually the weapon, excuse me, Eternal Palace. You can see the boss, fair drop rate. This is a little bit Legion, a little bit vanilla, basically. Pauldrons of Warp Memory, the Nighthold Mythic, as you can see the boss. And we got about a 14% drop rate for the old school Elemental Shaman tier shoulders, or I guess any Shaman tier shoulders, basically. Even Hold Armor, Blackrock Spice, which is, of course, a typo. It is Blackrock Spire. Various mobs, or you buy it on the auction house. Mr. Dark Iron Dwarf is showing the belt, part of the same tier set as the shoulders and the helm and the gloves, I do believe. 10% drop rate for the belt. Now we're going to stick with the dwarf and the legs, Eben Hold leggings. Blackrock Spice, which is exactly what happens when you copy and paste a typo. Various mobs and the auction house. Now we have a Lady Panda showing the feet, which are out of Naxxramas, normal 25-man, Grand Widow, Fairlina. Great drop rate, by the way. Look at that cape. The hands, Gauntlets of Shackled Elements, the Nighthold Mythic, as you can see the boss, which I never try to pronounce in case you haven't noticed. The back, Blade Dulling Greatcloak, Siege of Orgrimmar, Doomlord, or the auction house, so that's pretty simple to get. The headpiece, Nighthold Mythic, Melisandre. I think they're both wrong. Anyway, you know what to do to get it. Blackhorn's Mighty Bulwark, Dragon Soul Heroic, of course, from Warmaster Blackhorn himself. Kind of looks like him there. And the weapon, which is Iron Docks, Oshir, 12% drop. Are dark iron dwarves made of iron, or they look like iron? Not really sure. Gladiators, Ringmail Spalders will be the shoulders. Netherstorm, BC PvP vendor. 3 marks of honor to pick up the shoulders. So the shoulders and gloves and boots, all part of a BC PvP set for Shaman. The chest, you either have it or you don't at this point. Eventually you'll be able to buy it from Marks of Honor. That would be Alliance only. The belt is a Tal Dazar Heroic, 5% drop rate for the Cincher of Glittering Gold, so that's pretty easy to pick up. Now the legs, part of the same PvP set as the chest, Alliance only, PvP sources. At this point you either have it or you don't. Eventually, I'm pretty sure you can buy it from Marks of Honor. Moving on and showing a Tauren with feet, Vindicators linked Sabatons. Netherstorm, BC PvP vendor, 2 marks of honor for the boots. And doing the spin and showing the cloak, which we'll get to in a second. But first, the hands, Gladiators link gauntlets, Netherstorm, BC PvP vendor, 2 marks of honor to pick up the old school gloves. Now we're going to go to the cloak, and the back is Loa Exultant's Shroud, Battle of Dazzle Ahar, as you can see the boss, 9% drop rate. Headpiece, a Tal Dazar Mythic, Yasma, 5% drop rate for the head, and last but not least, the weapon, which is a staff. Out of Waycrest Manor, Ghoul Rock Tool is the boss. And we're going to start off with the dwarf and the shoulders. Pauldrons of Shackled Elements, the Nighthold, Tichondrius, kind of a low drop rate to pick up the tier shoulders from Legion. Moving on, the chess piece, Garments of Serene Shores, which is from BC, Burning Crusade, Sunwell Plateau, and Tropius, 17% on the drop rate for the chest. Now this looks epic on a Tauren, but you're going to have to change that tabard. We'll get to that in a minute or two. Creeping String of Larva, the Emerald Nightmare, Nithandra is the boss, and about a 5% drop rate on the belt. The legs, Sunwell Plateau, part of the same drop set from BC. Of course, 24% for the legs is the drop rate. Now we got a lady orc showing the Sabatons of Burning Steps, which of course is not in Burning Steps. It's in the Nighthold, so that's pretty decent and easy to get. Gauntlets of Shackled Elements, the Nighthold. So the boots, the belt, the gloves, the shoulders, all part of a tier set from Legion. Shroud of the Marabi, Gundrak Marabi is the boss, so that's easy to pick up. The head, bolt action head gun, Legion level engineering, and the tabard, Gilneas Tabard Narcissus. Gilnean's quartermaster is the dude who will sell it for gold. And the weapon, Wild Gladiator's Gavel, if you hoard warmongering. Mostly vanilla and Mist Pandaria. The shoulders, Mop PvP vendor, will sell you the Dreadful Gladiator's Ringmail, Spalders, 3 Marks of Honor, or you could craft it if you have leatherworking, or buy it on the auction house. The chess piece, Lord's Breastplate, Swamp of Sorrows, drops from a rare, or you could just step up, buy it on the auction house. Moving on, and we're going to show you the belt in a Lady Goblin. The belt is Dreadful Gladiator's Waistguard of Meditation. Mop PvP vendor, 1 Mark of Honor to pick up the belt. Now we go to the legs, part of the same drop set as the chest, which of course is from Burning Steps. Chia is the rare, or you could farm it off of that, 11% drop rate, or you could buy it on the auction house. Now we have a Cold Tyrann dude, proving that Dominoes does deliver. It's a low-level BG reward to get Greenhorn's Foot Guards, which kind of have a fair drop rate, drops from those boxes that you get for low-level PvP. Dreadful Gladiator's Ringmail Gauntlets, PvP vendor, 2 Marks of Honor to get the hands. And moving on, we're going to show you a Lady Dark Iron Dwarf and the back, which is at a Nighthold Mythic, Tichondrius, 17% drop rate on that. The headpiece, Cowl of Promising News, Violet Hold, that is the Legion version. Fester Face is the boss. And the weapon is at a Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR version, 18% drop. Well, this is a little bit of Mop, touch of Legion, touch of WoD, touch of BFA. So we start off with the shoulders. Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar, Siegecrafter Black Fuse, 38% drop rate for the Shaman tier shoulders. The chest piece is Uldir Mythic, Mithrax the Unraveler, 5% on the drop rate for the chest. Now the belt, of course, is from Warlords of Draenor. The fun, that looks pretty cool on a Cold Tyrann. Hellfire Citadel, Iron Reaver, drops the Torch of Brazed Waistguard, or Brazed Waistguard, 12% drop rate on the belt. And the Cold Tyrann's going to hang around and show us the legs. Uldir Mythic, Talok, 5% drop rate on the Lizards of some kind of plasma. Yes, you could wear leggings that are made of plasma. Steel Mauls, Stompers, Spires of Arak, or Arak, Darkoth Steel Maul, 100% drop rate. That's why I put that in there. Easy to pick up, don't you think? Hand Wraps of Celestial Harmony, Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, General Nazgrim, 40% drop rate on the hands. So that's part of the same tier set, I think, as the shoulders. The back, Ember Silk Cloak, Maradon, various mobs, buy it on the auction house, 17% drop rate. Looks pretty cool on an orc here, I think. The Stockade drops the headpiece or the eye patch. That's the Alliance quest, but there's also one for the Horde. And the weapon, Uldir Gahoon, 5% drop rate. If you're still listening up and until now, I want to say thank you for watching. And I'll close out by saying what I always say, whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night, make your day